Let's talk about credit scams. Because if you're trying to fix your credit, get approved for a car, or access funding, there's a lot of people online promising shortcuts that don't actually exist. My name's Cody, founder of Signature Boost. I've been in finance and auto lending for years, and I've seen exactly how these scams ruin people's credit, even after it feels like they've won. So today I'm breaking down the most common credit repair scams that I get asked about every single week, why that 7 to 14 day credit sweep is fake, the popular Navy Federal or other credit union funding scam, and how real legal credit repair actually works, including how we do it here at Signature Boost. Let's start with the most common trap, the monthly subscription credit repair scam. I'm positive you've seen it. This is that $99 a month, $125 a month, $199 a month subscription model. You sign up, they send template letters, and you keep paying month in and month out without really a clear timeline, no scope, and really no idea of how much you're gonna end up spending in the end. Most people don't even realize they've been paying for 4 months, then 6 months, then 8 months, then a year, and they're still not even where they wanna be. Here at Signature, we don't do subscription model plans where it's just an indefinite payment plan. We use retainer-based pricing, which means that you know exactly what you're paying, exactly what rounds of disputes are being performed, and exactly what the process is gonna look like from day one. Better for clients and fully CRO compliant because everything is disclosed up front and you will not end up in a situation where you're working with a company that is not incentivized to perform faster whatsoever because you're paying them monthly. And so something to keep in mind, if you don't really know how much your credit repair is going to cost you, that's a problem. And now I want to talk about the most dangerous credit repair scam that is online right now, the 7 to 14 day credit sweep. Here's what's really happening. They tell you they're going to wipe your credit clean in 7 to 14 days by claiming identity theft. And what they're actually doing is filing fake identity theft affidavits and police reports on accounts that you know and they know are yours. That is federal fraud. Now, yes, sometimes the accounts will disappear temporarily, but when the creditors and the bureaus reinvestigate, the accounts come back, the file will get flagged, and now you've permanently damaged your credibility with the bureaus to where it can be harder, if not impossible, to actually repair your credit in the future. We do none of that. At Signature Boost, we dispute under the FCRA, FDCPA, Metro 2 compliance, and any other consumer law statute that applies to your individual situation to get you not only legal and legitimate results, but ones that aren't going to come back to bite you. We identify inaccuracies, compliance failures, and reporting errors, and we allow the bureaus their legal response window. If in the back of your mind you think it took me years to get to this point, whether it was a job loss or a divorce or someone was in the hospital, as is the case with so many people across the country, and someone promises to you that they can get that fixed within 7 to 14 days, it should ultimately alarm you a little bit because why doesn't everybody have an 800 score then? Which just comes down to the little angel on your shoulder. If someone is promising you speed over legality, run. Now I want to really slow this part down because this is one of the most misunderstood and expensive credit repair funding scams that I see. When people online are talking about the Navy Federal or their credit union funding play, here's what they're actually doing. First, they're going to tell you that they can fix your credit in 7 to 14 days using the illegal sweep method that we just talked about. And then once your credit looks temporarily clean, they're going to tell you to open a Navy Federal or another credit union account. Then they're going to direct you to apply for an auto loan using a random VIN number, sometimes even one that you don't intend to purchase whatsoever. Now is where people get confused. With some credit unions, Navy Federal included, once the auto loan is approved, they will either issue you a check for you to cash or just deposit the funds from that approval directly into your bank account. And at this point, people think that they just got cash, but an auto loan is purpose specific. It is legally tied to a vehicle and a title. And because no vehicle is purchased, no title is furnished, and the loan isn't perfected. Eventually, that loan will get flagged. And trust me, the credit union does not just ignore it. They will either call the loan due, freeze accounts, or convert it into a personal loan at a much higher interest rate. Now here's why this is a terrible move. The best case scenario is that you just took what should have been business funding and dumped that debt onto your personal credit. That increases utilization, debt to income, and overall risk for your own actual approvals. On top of that, personal loans are expensive. They're not designed for leverage or a home renovation or for business growth. And if you don't hit the best case scenario, misusing or misrepresenting a financial product when you apply for it can permanently damage your relationship with a financial institution. And that is why people get closed accounts or get blacklisted. That's not a funding strategy, that's bank fraud, or at the very least misrepresenting an application and a huge liability. So if you're not just trying to hit gray areas and actually do something that's real, this is going to work against you. If you're using money for a business opportunity, renovations, inventory, or other growth, it should never be done through a personal auto loan gray area workaround. At Signature, after your repair and rebuild process, our 0% funding strategy is built the right way. We first make sure the profile is ready, then we structure funding applications on the business side using legitimate 0% interest finance products designed for leverage. What that means is no lying to banks, no misrepresentation, and no stupid high personal loan conversion interest rate that basically makes the money unusable for scaling in the first place. It's cleaner, it's safer, and it is exponentially less expensive than some of these other so-called funding plays. So let's set some real expectations. Legitimate credit repair usually works in 30 to 45-day cycles, and most files require multiple rounds depending on the level of complexity. Score increases come from removals, utilization shifts, and improved profile strength, not magic or police reports. So anyone promising you overnight results or guaranteed deletions or instant funding with bad credit, I hate to break it to you, but they're lying to you. So what do you even do with all this? Well, if you want to fix your credit legally, if you want to know what you're going to pay, and if you want to access funding the right way, that's what we do. There's not an illegal sweep, there's not some CPN issued, and there's not some fake hack for funding. Credit is not about tricks. It's about understanding the rules and using them correctly. And my team happens to work with people who want a real plan, clear pricing, and legal strategies that don't come back to bite them later. And if that's you, you know what to do. Click the link below, get in contact with a member of my team, or reach out to me on Instagram to get some questions answered before we get too far into things. And if you take nothing else from this, remember this: any strategy that requires lying, rushing, or hiding details is ultimately going to fail. Treat your credit like an asset, because it actually determines what you're allowed to build next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.